Hello, everyone. My name is Steven, and today I'll be talking about a topic that has been controversial and been talked about for several years now. Should college athletes be paid? Imagine this, you're in a packed stadium and it's roaring with excitement as college athletes give it their all on the field. But here's this, despite their performances and the millions of people who have rolled into the game, are glued to their TV screen, who are watching the game, are athletes with empty pockets. Well, what about those who have scholarships? Many athletes do not receive a lot of money in scholarships, in fact. Many college sports and media are a huge part of culture today, which helps a little bit. But these college athletes put their bodies on the line every day in and day out, and not only for themselves but for their team, just so we can be entertained. College sports make thousands to millions of dollars each year because of those athletes, and it all just gets funneled back into the universities. Everyone in the situation is gaining off the backs of these athletes. They put so much time and effort that they don't even have enough time to work jobs. Therefore, working and earning wages is out of the question. These people they risk everything for the love of the sport, their fans, and just the game. Athletes need to be paid because of their time and effort, the revenue that they do bring, and the injuries that they get along the way. For example, looking at my Iowa Hawkeye football team, Vanessa Miller stated that they brought $23.8 million this 2023 season, and not only that, the Iowa Athletics brought a new record of $140.4 million, and this was stated by the Iowa Public University Athletic Budget Swell. The amount of money that the university makes off the back of these athletes' backs is idle. And this money just gets funded back into the university to pay for things like the professor and administrative contracts, facility renovations, academic and degree programs, and merch shops. And now you're probably wondering and thinking, what about those kids that get full rides? The ones that get free merch? The one that sign those NIL deals? But what about those kids that are walk-ons? What about those kids that put all those hours into those weeks in their teams? Well, according to the five misconceptions about college athletic scholarships by Jesse March, he told us that 34% of athletes would receive scholarships and that 57% of D1 athletes will receive a form of financial aid. Not only that, but D3 athletes don't even get scholarships. To prove more about why college athletes deserve pay, researcher Brian Wakamo published in Student Athletes Are Workers, They Should Get Paid. He stated that the NCAA rules dictate that these student athletes are allowed to put only 20 hours a week toward their athletic careers. But then they later put out a survey and they found that these students are putting 30 to 40 hours a week, which is insane. This shows all of us how much time and dedication that these coaches expect from these kids. And playing a sport in college simply just doesn't give you enough time to hang out, shoot for those internships, and to care and save for themselves for the future. We all have a college athlete that we look up to, the one that has talent, the one that has skill. The majority of us will buy a player's jersey and even buy a ticket to go and cheer him on a couple of times a year. But that money goes straight to the school and it just continues to keep hosting games and buys more merch. The university is making the money off the athlete's back while they don't even get a crumb of it. But but what happens when they get hurt? Like I said before, these athletes risk their health, not only for themselves, but for us. And when I say us, I'm referring to the university student body and its fans. When athletes get hurt, they can potentially lose their scholarships and they're left with nothing. Most time coaches don't renew their scholarships because they believe that their dominance won't be like as when they came into the program. And then later these injuries will affect them financially and their well-being. This is why I'm a strong believer of why athletes should be paid. I feel that they should be given a form of salary that would help them receive the necessary care and support that they need. I do not mean making the salary of a coach or an official, but just enough money that'll be given to put them back on their feet from the money and the grants that they have gotten into the university from their work. So in conclusion, the game of college sports has revolutionized over the past 100 years. College sports went from another variation to arguably the most popular sport in the world, and it's not even professional. It's kids like you and me that go to class every day and they go and later put on more hours into the sport and they still try to work to get more money to live off of. By paying athletes, it's fundamentally a step towards maintaining spirit and authenticity of competitive sports. Thank you guys for listening. and have a good day.